Hey there, this is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com, and today we're going to be talking about how to learn to trust him again. We have most likely all been hurt in relationships, whether it's current relationships or past relationships, and that could be one of the hardest things to ever go through, and we don't want to experience that pain again. So it's natural to really struggle with trust because we put up this wall and this defense once our trust has been betrayed, because the last thing we want is to go through that pain and heartache again. And oftentimes, when trust has been broken, the relationship continues on. We don't always break up with our significant others. We push through this hurdle and this hardship, and so we're really trying to rebuild this foundation of trust when it's been completely shattered, our hearts have been broken, and we really don't know what to do. So I wanted to make this video for you to really learn how you can trust him again, and especially once the trust has been damaged. Again, whether it's a current relationship or a previous relationship, this will apply to you. The first thing is you have to stop blaming yourself. Okay, I don't care what happened or when it happened, but I do think a lot of women really are hard on themselves. They say, God, if I wasn't so gullible, I wouldn't have believed him. Or God, maybe if I would have just asked more questions, I would have seen a sign, I would have known something was going on, and I wouldn't have, trusted so deeply. So you have to not blame yourself, because in all relationships, right, there's this level of vulnerability that you're going to always have. So it's not your fault, no matter what you did, or did not do. Your partner did something or a previous partner did something to cause you to not trust. That's not your fault. You loved, you cared, you did what you were supposed to do in any healthy relationship. And it just so happened that it backfired, and that does happen in relationships. So the first thing you need to do in order to trust is to stop with this, self-loathing, self-deprecating comments. That's not going to help the situation, okay? You need to be confident with who you are. You need to allow space to move on, to understand that, your current situation of what you're experiencing right now is different than what happened before. This is the present. This is not the past. You're in a different situation, and you need to know how to deal with that. So you need to allow room for healing and for growth within yourself. And that starts with stop blaming yourself. Number 2, you have to stop blaming the person who hurt you. This can be really hard, right? Because we have so much pain, heartache, stuff that we think about all the time, and that can really just create a lot of hostility and pain, and we really don't, forgive. So when I say we have to stop blaming, means we have to stop, pointing fingers and saying that they're at fault and they did this wrong, because at the end of the day, it's, I was just looking at my notes just to make sure that I'm doing this right. I think at the end of the day, you need to cut off the emotional ties around what happened. Like, you're always going to remember what happened, and that's okay, but you need to be able to, forgive, and that's a way to not blame. You need to forgive what happened. Again, not saying that it was okay, but not putting so much emotional energy around it in terms of, still crying, day after day over it, thinking about it 24/7. That's not going to help you. So I think the more you can forgive the person who hurt you, the less you are going to be blaming them for hurting you as well. So it's about, again, not blaming yourself and not blaming the person who hurt you. That's really critical. Last but not least, I think it's really important to let go of the control. That's what's going on. So basically what I mean is you need to let go of the control. There's always, no matter what you do, no matter how much of a tight leash that you have now on the situation, is not going to help, because when it comes to trust, there's always going to be a level of faith that you're going to need to have in your partner. You cannot control the situation and make your partner not hurt you. You cannot control the situation and make your partner not break your trust again, no matter what you do. And I think a lot of times people just hold on so tight and they put that short leash on their significant other because they feel that that short leash is going to make sure that they don't get hurt again. But that's not true. No matter what, your partner can make decisions that can hurt you. Your partner can make decisions that are going to hurt the relationship. Trust is about taking that leap of faith, putting in the work in your relationship, doing differently in your relationship that you did before, hopefully increasing that communication, that honesty piece to allow you to trust fully. But you need to be letting go of that certain sense of control that you think that you can control your partner and control their actions based on what you do. And that's just not true. You're not going to be able to do that. So you have to let go. These 3 steps are really difficult. They might seem simple in terms of me talking about them, but putting in that mental and emotional work is actually really difficult. And it's a process and it's a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs in these. But I think that if you watch this video again and you really, these ideas get just drove into your mind, so you don't forget, because you, again, for not blaming yourself, not blaming your significant other, and letting go of the sense of control, I think will allow that space that you need to open up your heart again, open up your emotions, and allow you to be vulnerable again, because that's what trust is. It's this ability to be vulnerable, and that is the hardest thing to do. And that's why I think it just takes a lot of time to rebuild that trust, but you can get there if you're aware of yourself, you're aware of your thoughts, you're aware of, where you're getting stuck emotionally. And oftentimes we're getting stuck in these areas that I'm talking about. So be aware of yourself. Again, get that forgiveness going so you're not doing the blaming, and let go and take that leap of faith again. That's really important. Until you do these things, you're not going to be able to trust him again. And again, it's a process, but I think these are things you can do. You just have to be mindful of it, and you're going to have to really want to rebuild the trust. If you really, really want to, you're going to be able to do these steps really effectively. So I think this is going to bring up a lot of questions or comments or, struggles doing these. So please, if you have any questions about any of this, I want you to write me. I'll write you back with my ideas, my thoughts, my opinions, give you some advice. I've been there myself. I have struggled with trust in my relationship for sure, past relationships for sure. So I know what you're going through, and I'm here to support you as always. This is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com. I'll see you for my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.